Vlog season has finally returned. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rohan Lawrence, and welcome to the return of the Star vs. the Forces of Evil vlogs. I am super excited. I definitely miss doing these. I did see this episode on Saturday. I DVR'd it and I watched it like an hour after its release because I was like really lazy. But I had work right after, so I couldn't come up and make this. I will try to have these up as soon as possible, obviously. I will do my best. A lot has happened since my last Star vlogs, like different jobs, different things happening, stuff like that. But I love doing this stuff because, it's just a great, time killer. It's just something to do for fun. So let's get right into it. The episodes were Bogbeast of Boggabah and Total Eclipse of the Moon. So what I liked about these episodes is that they kind of interconnect with each other. Like, they're kind of happening at the same time. And they eventually meet at the end, which, the ending, I cannot wait for the next episode relating to Eclipsa. Knowing Star versus is probably going to be about something completely different, and I'm just going to, So let's get on to the first half of it. It starts off in typical Star fashion with Star kicking down her mother's door again. She's trying to, talk to her and wonder, how can Meteora or Miss Heinous be Eclipsa's mother, and how could they not know about this? But Queen Moon is having none of it. She's actually really mad at Star for throwing that party. She said that she's rushing the relationship between humans and monsters, which is kind of true, but, one thing that Moon has always kind of wanted Star to do is take her job as a princess more seriously. And this is the most invested we've ever seen Star get in that kind of role. So, I figured she'd be a bit more proud, but the fact that she did it behind her back, I can understand that. But she should at least give Star credit for trying. The other is pretty much not having... They're pretty much at ends, essentially. Like, Star's trying to tell her one thing, Moon is trying to tell her another, and it just kind of culminates with Moon kicking her out of her office by literally levitating her out, which was really funny for me. It was just a cute little thing. Star's not gonna give up. She's about to go barge right back into Moon's room, but she's stopped by her father, River, and says that, you're rushing into things, which is great, but it's not gonna work. So instead, he drags her into a hunting trip, claiming that the males of Muni have always brought their sons or daughters on the same trip for generations and stuff like that. Star's having none of it, but River is just like, yeah, you're coming with me. There's no choice in the matter. So they're going to find the Bogbeast of Boggabah. I'm gonna say that wrong a lot, probably. And so there's these whole bunch of ridiculous rituals that they need to prepare themselves for in order to find them. They have to force themselves to sweat. They need to braid their hair. They need to get little tribal markings on. Star is having none of this. She's rushing through all of them, but that results in, apparently, if they do just one of these rituals wrong, they have to do the whole thing over again. Which happens, so they're doing everything for the second time, and Star is really we need to get back. I need to find out what's going on with our family tree, which, to Star's credit, yeah, they really do. They really, really need... They need to get their stuff together, is all I'm gonna say. So pretty much culminates with, King River telling her that the Bogbeast isn't actually real, and so just tells her, we're already here for the night, we might as well just sleep and just, enjoy ourselves. Star obviously has none of it. Once she thinks she hears the Bogbeast, she goes running in. On a side note, I really like the outfit she was wearing, and the fact that she can turn her wand into a crossbow is really awesome. So that's just a, side note. I kind of wish that's gonna stay. That's probably gonna be a one-episode thing, but I can dream. So Star, in Star fashion, rushes headlong into something and then kind of gets stuck in a swamp. She's sinking more and more into it, and it sounds like the real Bogbeast is approaching, but it turns out it's just her dad crowning Star the Bogbeast, which I couldn't believe. I thought this was going to be a throwaway episode, kind of, when they started getting into the whole Bogbeast thing, but it was actually River essentially teaching Star that, you rushing head into things is what makes you you, but I also don't want it to be the reason why you don't, live up to your full potential. And, it was kind of heartwarming seeing River teach a lesson because, not that River's a bad character or anything like that, he's really funny, but when it comes to learning lessons and stuff like that, I'd always figured Star would be learning more from her mom or Eclipsa or Marco, so the fact that River is teaching her a lesson, that is her father, so I do like that little bit of it. So pretty much Star learns, slow down. We understand you're in a rush, but you can't essentially I'm gonna say rush these things. You can't rush these things, otherwise, you end up in the situation that you're in. So that episode ends with Star learning that lesson, and pretty much that part ends with her actually knocking and not kicking down her door, knocking on her mother's door. Then we get to the second half of the episode, which is called Total Eclipse of the Moon, which is my favorite of the two. So it pretty much starts off where the first episode kind of started, with Moon kicking Star out, but this time it's from Moon's perspective. Moon is just like, can't deal with Star right now, but the fact that they may not know their own family tree as well as they should does get the better of her, and so she asks Eclipsa for help. Eclipsa in this episode is pretty much just as awesome as you would think she is. I freaking love her. Like, she is just amazing. The best way I could describe her is pretty much Star as Queen. Like, she just never grew up at all. And I think that makes Moon and Eclipsa's, dynamic really interesting. Eclipsa is someone who is, should be an adult but still acts like a kid, where Moon never really got to have that childhood. Like, at around age 14, we all know in the Battle for Muni, she was forced to grow up pretty quickly. So, like, I kind of like that dual dichotomy there. So Moon goes and asks Eclipsa for help, like, wondering, hey, I need your help sorting out some things with our family tree. And she wants to know more about, her daughter. She says that Festiva is her daughter, but Eclipsa's like, no, that's not. My daughter was Meteora. So, yeah, it's as Star said. They don't really know their family tree as well as they should have. I'd just like to state on a little small note, when Moon was going into Eclipsa's room, Eclipsa literally made a guitar out of skeletons. So now we know where Meteora gets her love for metal from. When she was like, play the mixtape, she probably got it from her mom. So Eclipsa goes on to explain that Festiva is not in fact her daughter is Meteora. And Moon is like, okay, well, we need to get this thing sorted out. And Eclipsa is like, I can help you. I can help you find more about our history in the archives, a place where apparently not even Moon knew about. Moon is a little bit hesitant, obviously, at first, but she eventually succumbs to Eclipsa helping her out. And it pretty much is as funny as you think it is when you have Moon and Eclipsa together. It is just hilarious. So she's trying to sneak into the archives and such like that. Sean, that security guard from, I forgot what episode it was, that episode where Glasgow got to go to the council and he was just preventing him from going there. Sean is pretty much the, I don't want to say victim, but yeah, victim of their antics. Eclipsa pretty much reveals the secret passages that Moon didn't know about, and when Sean, the security guard, finds out, he's going to call them, and Moon tries to persuade him not to call the council, otherwise it'll be like all hell breaks loose if she finds out that Eclipsa is free. But Eclipsa's just like, oh, just erase his mind. He's just like, no, I can't do that. It's just like, you just use magic irresponsibly like that. And Eclipsa drops this very strange bit of information on us. Eclipsa says that she never learned how to use magic without a wand. Which fascinates me, because Eclipsa, the Queen of Darkness, the queen that was the most powerful out of all the butterflies, according to Baby, didn't know how to use magic without a wand. I can't tell if she's lying or, like, I really can. Like, that's why I like Eclipsa's character. She's charming and funny, but I can't 100% fully trust her. It's like, really? You don't know how to use magic without a wand? I'm doubting that a little bit. It makes me wonder if, because I assume that all queens of Muni learned how to use magic without a wand in between the time where they're a princess and when they become queen. Like, by the time they're queen, they don't need the wand anymore. It's just for show. So that's really interesting. Through some antics, Moon accidentally erases Sean's memory, so they're free to go into the archives. More hijinks ensues and stuff like that. They eventually find the place what they're looking for, and yeah, it turns out that someone pretty much tampered with the documents. They replaced it so that Festiva is her daughter instead of Meteora. And Eclipsa actually does seem genuinely, like, hurt about this. It's so difficult for me to, like, really trust her, but, like, I do trust the fact that she feels legitimately heartbroken about this. Like, she even had a really good line that said, I'm the one put on trial. Oh my god. I'm the one put on trial here. My daughter doesn't have to, like, she just feels like, if I'm gonna be put on trial, that's fine, but, like, leave my daughter out of it. Like, she shouldn't have to suffer. And I'm gonna take her word for it on that one. I don't think any parent wants their child to suffer like that if they're a good parent. And Moon says that she might know who did it, but I have no idea. I don't think it's anybody on the council who would do it, so right now there's no one. I would say Toffee, but he's dead, but who knows? We'll have to find out more about this. So pretty much the episode ends with Moon reassuring that, you know, the trial's gonna go on, but, like, they're also going to find out what happened to her daughter. And it ends with Star entering the room and saying hey to both of them. They say hey back, and it just cuts off. Personally, I was like, no, like, keep the episode going. I need to find out more. But that is a very good way to end the episode. So both episodes were really solid. I like the fact that, you know, River acting like a father and teaching Star a lesson. That was good. And, you know, the interaction between Moon and Eclipsa, like I said, just hilarious. Both of them are really good characters, so I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next. As long as the show continues on this pace and focuses more on the whole Eclipsa Meteor thing, I'm fine with it. I feel like when the show focuses on that, it's really, really good. When they focus on the other thing too much, that's when I start to get a little bit worried. But, like, so far, so good. I don't remember the episodes right now for the next one. I'm not going to read any synopsises for it, because the last time I did that with Lava Lake Beach, I got real sad. So, like I said, I will be back up with this as soon as I can, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.